Hello friends, I'm out here today on Veterans Day 2016 to do a circle loop hike of pieces of the Lone Star Hiking Trail along with the Little Lake Creek Loop, and we're going to have a good time today. This is going to be my first multi-day adventure. We'll be doing 2 nights and 3 days. We'll start at trailhead number 4, the Little Lake Creek trailhead. We're going to be going to the Caney Creek campsite today. It's a beautiful day, 68 degrees outside in Texas. Gotta love the weather here. So let's have an adventure. So here we are on the first portion of the trail. We just left the trailhead. It's mostly piney woods in this area. I really do enjoy getting out and just seeing everything that nature has to offer. I like experiencing it alone for the most part. Hang on, there's a really big spider web right here. Get that one knocked down. Looks like the trail hasn't been used in some time. I'm gonna have to keep my eyes out for that. Got about 7 miles before we hit our first camp for the night. Gonna be hammock camping for the second time. First time was last year around, what was it, February, I believe. And it was actually the coldest night of the year in Texas, in Houston anyways. Terribly cold. It got down below freezing, and I was not set up for cold weather hammock camping. I had, as you can see by my rucksack, I have a lot of military surplus equipment that I use. So I had an extreme cold weather sleeping bag in a hammock. I suffered from cold butt syndrome and cold everything syndrome. So I woke up around 2 a.m. to stoke the fire. Because also it had been raining for months, or weeks, I exaggerate, before I went on that hike, and the entire trail system was completely flooded. So not only was I cold, I was wet too. So I've been really trying to train and learn bushcraft and wilderness survival skills. They came in extremely handy. I ended up having to make several feather sticks to get a fire going. Where I made camp was right on the edge of a flooded creek bed. And there was a down red oak tree that had died recently and fallen over, or somebody pushed it over, or something happened to it. But it provided me just enough firewood to get through the night warm and toasty. So I'm gonna head down the trail a little bit and I'll keep you updated. Whew, it is warm today. I'm gonna have to shed some layers. It's important when you do these adventures that you dress appropriately. And I know it's going to get around 76 to 77 degrees today, but I was unaware it was going to feel this warm while on the trail. There's no breeze at all. It is dead silent in the woods today. That tucked in. As you can see, I don't go ultralight. Probably got a 50-pound pack on. Have a lot of stuff that I don't necessarily need to go backpacking. But I like to use it, and I want to play with it. And then I have camera gear. Alright, well, as you can see, I've got a little bit of terrain on this trail, which is awesome. Elevation gains, you know, less than probably 100 feet, but still in Texas. There's a bird cackling off in the distance. I love seeing that. Love hearing it. And it appears by the tracks and the droppings in front of me, there's somebody walking a couple of very large dogs. But after I saw the dog droppings, I saw some older coyote droppings, it looks like. Coyote scat. That's really the only predator in the area that I might have to worry about. There has been some black bears spotted, so I do have a bear bag. But the bear spottings are very few and far in between. It looks like I'm on an old logging road right now. And I really can't wait until it turns into a true trail. But I'm waiting for my turn to come. So I probably need to do a gear loadout video. Let everyone know what I'm carrying. Don't criticize me. I mean, you can if you want. But I just carry what I feel I might need. I'm also a big fan of Gerber. I have Gerber knives, several Gerber multi-tools. On the side of my pack right here, I have the Gerber Camp Axe 2, which is it's nifty because not only is it an axe, but it also has a small saw in the handle that came in really handy on my last trip. And then on the other side of my pack, I have a full-size Gerber entrenching tool. So that helps me out when nature calls. I was in the Army for 13 years and found out an e-tool makes an excellent toilet in a pinch. So I'm coming up to my first road crossing. I hear somebody. Let's wait, see who it is. Yep. All clear. Moving out. Looks like I might have some trucks up here. Possibly another road crossing. We'll check it out. I am finally off of that logging road and on actual trail. This is what I wanted. You can see the pretty thick piney woods. You know, for being the middle of November, you'd think that more of the leaves would have turned on the hardwoods and some of the brush may have died off. But yet, it hasn't. It's still thick, mildly buggy. Mosquitoes aren't out, but they may be this afternoon. I brought some equipment. Maybe I can build a fire. There's no burn ban right now. So, you can see around how thick it is out here. Look at how thick this is. Amazing. And So this is what the majority of the Lone Star Trail looks like. Every now and then though, you get into beautiful hardwood patches. And here I just crossed a road, so I have cell phone signal and my phone's going nuts. Stop in a few minutes and check that. It's in the pack. But we're out here, we're doing it. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the trip as much as I am. Well, some of you may know I was in the military 13 years, deployed to Iraq, deployed to Kuwait. I went to basic training at Fort Knox, Kentucky. And I know what it's like to ruck. To graduate, you had to do a 20-miler with 60 pounds on your back, which is probably what I'm pushing on this trip. About 60 pounds, I think. I'm about 3 miles from camp. I've done about 3 or 4 already. So it looks like I'm gonna have to find somewhere to dig up some lunch. I've been seeing all kinds of scat full of hair and berries and all kinds of stuff. I'm hoping it's coyote. But according to what I've done, bears haven't been introduced out here. There's been a couple sightings of some that have come in from Arkansas and Oklahoma. But funny story, when I was a young man living in southeastern Oklahoma, McCurtain County, I got a call from the neighbor right after we had gotten off the school bus. It said, "There's something big and furry in my hog pen." We go running up there, me and my brother. We didn't see anything. About 2 minutes later, a black bear sticks his head up from behind the hog house because he was in there munching on my neighbor's prized hog. So we called the game warden. Apparently it's one that had moseyed over from Arkansas where they were reintroducing them. The game warden came out and tranked it and took it back. Just a little anecdote. Not really worried about the critters out here. Not really worried about anything, just enjoying myself. But we are about to find somewhere to cook up some lunch. Trying to find a nice clear opening, maybe a creek crossing. There isn't much in the way of terrain, which is okay. I don't really like inclines. It's a pretty good one. It's probably a quarter of a mile. We've been pretty much downhill ever since. Oh, got cell phone service again. I'll talk to you when it's lunchtime. Time to grab some lunch. That nice little creek. Open of an area as I can find. Let's see what we are gonna have. Like I said, military surplus. My food bag is an old NBC bag that I have. I believe we are going to have some sausages. Vienna sausages. One of my all-time favorites. And do realize what I did forget. I forgot to bring my Ziploc trash bag. So I will have to improvise. Open up my cook set, get my fork out. Got something I've never used for this trip. You'll see it when it comes time for dinner. It's a very inexpensive pocket stove that I picked up at my local survival shop, Elite Camping and Survival Gear. Giving you a shout out. They're located off of Jackrabbit Road, near Jersey Village, Houston. One of the number one concerns I had while out here was how to make coffee. I have a couple of options. I picked up the instant mixes so I could mix up some Taster's Nasty, as Luke says on the Outdoor Gear Review. Couldn't find Taster's Choice, and so I got Folgers instant coffee crystals. We'll try those, see how they go, but if that doesn't go well, I have individually packaged coffee filters that I got at a hotel when I was staying in St. Croix. My knife I'm using for today is the Mora Bushcraft Black. Scandi grind. Shave the hair right off your butt. I've got this thing so dang sharp, it's wicked. The sheath on this has a diamond sharpener, as well as my main ferro rod that I use. The ferro rod locks in to the front of the sheath, like so. I absolutely love this knife. Some people spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on a knife for bushcrafting, wilderness survival. I think the Mora set me back $45, $50. I know what you're thinking, but it's only got a rat tail. It's only a 3/4 tine. It's not a chisel. Okay, it's a knife. It batons very well with carves. Or not. It's like a ribbon snake on the trail. He's a little chilly, not really moving much. Hi, buddy. We're gonna go find you a den. Well, we just ran into the trail maintenance team that they knew I was coming, so they were clearing the trail for me. Talked with them on the Lone Star Hiking Trail Facebook page. Says there's part of the trail that hasn't been mowed. Ooh. This stuff is crazy looking. Look at this. Just palm trees as far as you can see. With giant oaks. It's awesome. This is pretty. This, I believe, is thistle, and it makes excellent fire starter. Just fibrous stuff. It takes a spark like no other. Also picked up some mushrooms that I believe will take a spark also when it's time to light my fire. Alright, looks like the forest is opening up a little bit. Still kind of brushy though. So I just ran into the trail maintenance crew, doing a great job. Thanks for all you do, gentlemen. It really is pretty out here. Lots of old growth pine. I need to educate myself on the local fauna and flora, because some of it I know. It's the same as southeast Oklahoma. Ooh, getting thick again. Getting this thick stuff and it gets warm. There are some briars. I'm about 4 miles in right now. Got about a mile to go to get to my first camp. And it is warm. It's got to feel like it's about 80 degrees now. I was really hoping it would be a lot cooler. It's going to cool off tonight. It's going to be down in the 50s. But I've got my Snug Pack top quilt and under quilt. Going to be trying it out for the first time. Big improvement over what I had. Just taking a little break here. Had to go through some pretty thick bushwhacking back that direction. The trail hadn't been mowed in forever, and it just, whew, just takes it out of you, busting through the brush. But the guys that maintain this trail did one hell of a job blazing it, and in those thick parts they're hanging orange ribbon so you don't lose your way. But also, I have a map on here I got from, I believe, GPSFileDepot.com. It is a topographic and street and trail map, and it actually has every trail on the Lone Star Hiking Trail series built in, as well as topographic features, which isn't much. And this thing is awesome. I used it to route me here on the highways, and then as soon as I got on the trail, I started my track. And this here GPS 60 CSX by Garmin, it is one of the best selling GPSs on the market, and I see why. It is incredibly accurate for being an older bit of technology. You can put a lot of maps on it, but it does have its limitations. One of my hobbies I do is geocaching, and while geocaching, it is limited. It can only take 500 geocaches, but the accuracy is pretty awesome. Now I am hoping to upgrade this year to a 64 ST or a 64S, one of those newer GPS map models. We'll see. Maybe I've been a good boy this year and Santa will put it under my Christmas tree. Hint, hint. Well, looks like I finally got the water. Yay! Gonna have to filter me a little bit while I'm out here. I'm drinking a lot more than I thought I would because it's warm. Gonna break out the Sawyer Mini, get some water.
Where do I go? Oh, where do I go? Oh, I don't know just where I go. I lost my way home. Lost my way home. Oh, I don't even know the place I could go. I'm walking on down the road, just walking on down the road. Oh Lord, do you know I'm all alone.
Camp for the night. Nice fire pit right here. Got my tarp up, got my hammock up, got my underquilt in. Looks like I'm gonna be pretty comfy tonight. Got a nice little family that showed up at the campsite about half an hour after I did. Feel kind of bad because I got the best hanging tree and they're all hammock campers too. So, guess we'll see how it goes tonight. Hopefully they don't snore. Had a pretty relaxing sleep last night. Gotta filter some water. I used it all this morning cooking. So, nice little family that shared the campsite with me last night. It was unexpected company. Had I known, I would have prepared something. Good morning from the trail. Just finished getting about 2 liters of water in the Camelback. And I believe today we are going to be staying at Pole Creek Camp. 7 miles, I believe, from where we're at now. We're going to come to a fork in the trail up here. And we'll turn on that. So we'll see. The creek was really shallow, so I had to use my entrenching tool to deepen it out enough to get my water bottle in so I could filter me some water. And now we're back at it again. Beautiful weather once again. It's about 72 degrees, I think, right now. I'm gonna have to stop and set up my solar charger, replenish my battery pack. right now, it wouldn't charge this morning. There wasn't enough sun. We'll see. We finally made it to the first junction on our hike that we're doing. The Lone Star Hiking Trail intersects with a Little Lake Creek Loop. We're going to head that way and go intersect with the Pole Creek Trail so we can camp at the Pole Creek camp tonight. I really cannot believe the difference between these two trails. This is so much more comfortable now. Got some breathing room, but it's an unusually warm November here in Texas, and a lot of the brush hasn't died off yet, so it's probably why the last section was a little bit overgrown. Everywhere out here we got these American beauty berries growing. I believe they're edible, but I don't want to risk that. Had a lovely breakfast this morning. Mountain House biscuits and gravy. My absolute favorite. Looks like I got a truck on the trail. It is deer season. Probably a hunter or two in the area. I just hope they hear me. Don't shoot me. Coming up to a road. Let's see here. Ooh, looks like there is a geocache in the area. Let's go see if we can find it. Looks like I passed it. "200 feet. It's one of my favorite hobbies, is geocaching. Too many times these ones out in the woods you just can't find. "100 feet. That right there would be a good spot for a geocache. Oh, looky here. Big one. My favorite. Let's see what's inside. Howdy everybody, checking in. Apparently I'm not the only one that thought this weekend would be a great weekend to be on the trail. Ran into 3 overnight hikers, 1 day hiker, and 1 person that wasn't sure what they were doing. So much for a solo backpacking trip, huh? All we can hope is that I get the campground to myself tonight, where I can shoot some awesome footage, go over my gear loadout. A lot of people are probably saying, man, that pack's big. It's big, and it's heavy. But all that ultralight gear is a little too much for my budget. And see, I don't have trekking poles or anything. I don't have a camera stick. Actually, I'll film this later, but I've got my hiking stick that I cut down and carved myself from a dead standing live oak. And I have mounted an old car cell phone mount with a handlebar bracket to so I could film this. Came in incredibly handy when I saw that snake the other day. You can get really up close and personal when I've got a 5-foot stick. But trail is still pretty clear. See, it's grown up a little bit in here, but it's beautiful. We are almost to trailhead number 3, I believe. Which I think, if my memory serves me correctly, is a Stubblefield section. And we'll probably stop there for a little bit and take a break. See, my wife actually thinks I come out here to get away from her and the kiddos. But honestly, I come out here so I appreciate the wife and the kiddos. I miss them to high heaven. I tried to send them a text earlier, but I didn't have service. So, I hope they got it. If they didn't, Alana, Melanie, Matthew, love you guys. Aaron, love you too. Thanks for letting me go. Ooh, big log crossing. So, yeah, that's what we're doing today. Ooh, looks like we got an opening up here. We'll see some sun. Looks like an old logging road. Whew. there's a whole bunch on this trail, but if I happen to notice it on the GPS, I look for them, I find them. This one is right there. And it's a bullet. So I'm a little ways down the Lone Star in the wilderness section. This has by far been the prettiest section. Going along a creek bank right over here to my left. You can see that behind me. If only it had water in it, that would come in incredibly handy right now. I've got probably another liter left, but being ex-Army, it's never enough. I'm gonna have to maybe, there's sporadic puddles on this creek, and I might need a filter out of one of those. It's kind of gray, murky. We'll see at the next crossing if there's anything drinkable. I hope so. But I got about 3 more miles before I get to camp. Ooh, it's gonna be a good night tonight. Cannot wait to stretch out in that hammock. Can't wait. So, in other news, my solar charger isn't working worth a darn. Ooh, gotta watch my step. In direct sunlight, it charges sometimes. This we'll see when I get to camp. I'll get it set up in direct sunlight and see if I can get it. So. All right. Looks like we are just now getting into the Little Lake Creek Wilderness. All right, on the Lone Star Hiking Trail. So let's keep trucking. Got 2 more miles. There is a camp right there that we could stay at, but that'll make me having to do 2 more miles tomorrow. Today's my big mileage day. I know it's not that much, but I don't do ultralight hiking. I do ultra heavy. And it is a workout. Just ran into a couple more hikers that said there's a shallow creek ahead that is flowing, so I should be able to get some water soon. Which will be good. I need some more water to cook with and some more water to drink. I'm not sure if it's a heavy backpack, but I've had just an annoying, nagging headache since last night about 2 a.m. Maybe I slept on it funny in the hammock. Who knows? But having fun out here. Wasn't really planning on meeting new people, but I am. Don't know any of their names, but there is some people on the trail today. Oh, we're coming up to some creek. See if it has some water in it up here. Talk to you later. Across the boardwalk we go. Ooh, a couple of them are kind of soft. Skunked on the water again. Mile and a half to go. Taking me a little bit longer today. Legs are cramping up. Out of shape. Have to stop telling people round is a shape. I'm back. I made it to camp. This is the Sand Branch camp. It's done 14.46 miles since yesterday at 11, and my body is feeling it. You see, I got hammock set up with the Snug Pack top quilt, Snug Pack under quilt. It's a Yukon Outfitters hammock. It's pretty comfy. Gets the job done. I might have to rethink all this military surplus stuff because it is heavy. My shoulders and my neck are killing me. I have a headache, but it is worth it to experience the true wilderness out here. I really do enjoy it. Still searching for something. Haven't found it yet. One of these days I will. But I already had me dinner at a Mountain House spaghetti. I could only put down about half of it. I guess that's how dehydrated I am. 'Cause on this second section there has been very little water to filter. So I actually about a quarter mile up the trail there's a pond. On the up edge, there's still some fresh water pouring in. I filtered, my whole camelback full. And then in the morning I'm going to top it off. But I think I'm going to have to cut this short and take the shortest path back instead of finishing out this Sand Branch trail. For the sheer fact my body can't do it. But I have a good starting point and I know my limits now. Now it's time to start breaking those limits. So, in the morning, once I have my coffee brewed, we'll talk then.